Good morning. Today we're using logs to solve exponential equations. So look at the very top of your notes. It says you can use common logarithms, which are base 10 logarithms, and we talked about that last week, to solve equations containing a variable in the exponent. To do this, use an operation called taking the log of both sides. You can then use your calculator to find the solution to 3 decimal places. Alright, so let's look at number 1. We have 3 to the x equals 30. Okay, so we use this method whenever it isn't like a whole number. So like if we have 3 to the x equals 9, that's easy. X equals 2 because 3 squared is 9, right? There's not a whole number exponent that would give you 30 in this case. Like 3 to the closest we could get is 3 to the 3rd would give us 27, right? We can't exactly get 30. So that's why we use this method. And I'll give you a decimal answer. So let's go ahead and try this. We're going to take the log of both sides and then solve for x. Okay, so we take the log of 3 to the x power equals the log of 30. So I took the log of both sides. Okay, if I want to solve for x, this is what we did last week. My power, I'm kind of going to expand it in a way. So my power would go in front. Okay, I'm going to erase that. So I have x log of 3 equals log of 30. Okay, so if I want to solve for x, to get x by itself, I'm going to divide by the log of 3. Okay, so then they cancel and my x is by itself. Now, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to take the log of 30 divided by the log of 3. Okay, so I want you to punch that in your calculator. Remember from last week, you have to have those parentheses closed on the numerator before you press divided by log of 3. Okay, so go ahead and punch that in. Log of 30 divided by log of 3. And we went around to 3 decimal places. So you should get x equals 3.096. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. It will get a little bit harder. You're going to have to condense some problems, simplify them, use your laws of logarithms again. But this is basically what we're doing. We're trying to solve for x. So let's look at number 2. Number 2, what you want to do is get the term that has the x and the exponent, like 10 to the x power. We need to get that by itself first. So the opposite of subtracting 4 would be adding 4. And we're going to do that to both sides. So 10 to the x power equals 38. Alright. There's not a whole number answer to put for an exponent that would give us 38, right? So what we can do is take the log of both sides. So log of 10 to the x power equals log of 38. I'm going to move that x and the exponent to the beginning. Okay, so I have x log of 10 equals log of 38. Divide by log of 10 to get x by itself. Okay, and I want you to punch that in your calculator, see what you get. Log of 38 divided by log of 10. round to 3 decimal places. Okay, so you should get 1.580. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Let's do this. If I'll let you guys decide. If you want to pause the video for 10 minutes or so and try to work the last 4 problems of your notes, go ahead and give it a shot. You can do that. If you want to pause it for a couple minutes and then check after each problem, you can do that. I'll leave it up to you guys. You guys decide. The rest of these problems I'm going to work through a little bit quicker because I do want you to try the problems before you see how I work them. So you can either go ahead and give them all a shot and then watch the video to check on the ones that you're not sure, or you can work one, check, work one, check. It's totally up to you guys. But I'm gonna go through and work through the rest of these problems. Pause it when you need to pause it, play it when you need to play it. Okay? Alright, so I'm gonna work through number 3 pretty quick. You should have already tried to work it. I'm going to try to get 5 to the x power by itself. So I'm going to subtract 14. So 5 to the x power equals, let's see, 21 minus 14 would give me 7. Okay. We know like the closest we can get to 7 would be 5 to the first power, but we don't have a whole number that'll give us 7. So the way we do it is we take the log of both sides. Okay, I'm going to move the x and the exponent to the beginning of that log. So x log of 5 equals log of 7. Divide by the log of 5. And whenever I divide those in my calculator, I get 1.209. Okay, so that's number 3. Alright, here's number 4. You should have already tried to work this out, so I'm going to go kind of quick. We need 1/2 to the x power to be by itself before we can take the log of both sides. Okay, so save that term for last. I'm going to add, the opposite of adding 4 would be subtracting 4 to both sides. So I get 3 times 1/2 to the x power equals 15. Okay, now I need that 1/2 to the x power by itself. So the opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So I have 1/2 to the x power equals 5. Okay, now that that term with x and the exponent is by itself, I can take the log of both sides. So I'm going to have log of 1/2 to the x power equals log of 5. Okay, I'm going to move that x in front of the log, and I'm going to divide by the log of 1/2. That way I have that x by itself. Alright, so whenever I take the log of 5 divided by the log of 1/2 and I punch it in my calculator, I get negative 2.322. Okay, it's okay to have a negative answer. Alright? Because we aren't taking the log of negative blah blah blah. But whenever we divide these, we do get a negative number. So it's okay. It's not wrong. Number 5, you should have already worked this one before you played this part of the video. We have the term that has x in the exponent. We have it by itself. So we're going to go ahead and start out by taking the log of both sides. So log of 2 to the 4x power equals log of 3.6. Okay, I'm going to take the x out of the exponent, so I'm going to bring that whole exponent to the front. So 4x log of 2 equals log of 3.6. Okay, now I'm trying to get x by itself. So I'm going to divide by 4, get rid of that. I'm also going to divide by the log of 2 and get rid of that. And then my x will be by itself. Okay, so what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. Make sure when you plug this in your calculator, not only do you close the parentheses on the log in the numerator, but you also put that 4 log of 2 in parentheses. That whole denominator needs to be in parentheses also, or else it will be wrong. So you should get 0.462. If you did not get that as an answer, I would definitely check where your parentheses are at in your calculator. That's probably one of the biggest mistakes that I see. Alright, and then I'm going to do the last one. Make sure you go ahead and try the last one on your own before you play the video and check it. You always learn more whenever you try to do something on your own first before you just copy stuff down. So that's why I definitely want you guys to attempt it first. And then if you need help or if you need a check, you can play the video and see how it's done. Alright, so number 6, we have 19 to the x plus 4 equals 3. So the term that has the x in the exponent, that's by itself, right? We haven't multiplied it by anything, we haven't added, subtracted, divided. It's just 19 to the x plus 4. So, since it's by itself, I'm going to take the log of both sides. Okay, I'm going to take my exponent and move it in front. X plus 4. And that's a law of logarithm thing that we learned last week. Okay, and I'm going to solve for x. So, what you need to do is save the x for last. And right now, your x is in a binomial, right? It's with the x plus 4. I'm going to save that for last, which means I'm going to have to divide by the log of 19. Okay, so I get x plus 4 equals, and I went ahead and figured out what this was. Log of 3 divided by the log of 19 gives me 0.373. Alright, and if I want to get x by itself, I'm going to have to subtract 4. But you need to save that part for last because it is in that binomial. Okay? Okay, so if I subtract 4, I get negative 3.627 for my answer. Alright, on your homework, you're going to do odds only. And I want you to omit 15 and 17. So write that down somewhere, or you can wait for your worksheet, write it down on that. But odds only, omit 15 and 17. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, rewatch the videos, keep your notes out, all that good stuff. All right, have a good day.